For this week, I took a close look at Chapter 6 in our textbook, as records and subpoenas had not been explicitly written or talked about in any of my other classes or texts that I've read. I understood prior to reading that keeping records was a large part of the job, as there are many elements attached to it, such as appointment keeping and regarding client treatment plans and progress. Remley and Herlihy state the primary purpose of record keeping is to assist the counselor in providing clients with the best possible counseling services. As I was reading, I found myself reading new information that I never really had thought of before in the legal requirements section. Legally, all contents of the records about a client belong to that client. Even if the recording device or paper and pen used to create the records belong to someone else, the records are the client's. In movies, I've seen counselors digging in their records on former patients, which has always led me to believe the records belong to the one who made them. It was never the central theme in these movies how the counselor or person obtained the files, more so what was found in the files. So I'm sure truth wasn't necessary. Also, with the legal requirements section of the text, it is clear that the Code of Ethics aligns to the idea of records belonging to the client, with standard B6G stating written permission should be obtained from the client prior to any records being transferred. Although common law does not state this anywhere, federal laws such as HIPAA and FERPA do. Another area of this chapter that stood out to me was the entirety of the section on subpoenas. Remley and Herlihy stated it best when they wrote of the legal arena as a system that is adversarial in nature and operates by a different set of rules than those to which counselors are accustomed. Reading this section itself was a bit overwhelming, so I could only imagine how it would feel, when all this becomes a part of my life. In the reading, it became abundantly clear that a counselor must have a trusted lawyer. In a particular paragraph, Remley and Herlihy state that if a counselor refuses to respond to a valid subpoena, he or she can be fined or imprisoned. In another scenario, if the counselor provides information and the subpoena is invalid, he or she can be held accountable for any damages suffered by the client. I feel as though the written words "follow the instructions precisely" on page 151 should have been bolded and in all caps. While this information is intimidating, it is necessary to learn and get some amount of understanding, much better now than later.